We love horror movies from the 70s and 80s, and we watch them for 2 days straight, and then we go write a book. Now we're looking back at every title, one at a time, in this podcast that we put out monthly. Once we've had an episode for every movie, it's time to meet up for another Shock Marathon. Oh yeah, the red record light is red, and I'm here for a special edition of the Shock Marathons Podcast. I'm Matt Farley here with Charlie Roxburgh.
Hello.
In person, which does not happen much. And
special times, exciting times.
That's desperate times call for desperate measures.
Good movie.
Desperate Measures? Gene Hack? Or who's in there?
Extreme Measures?
I'm sure there's both.
Desperate Hours?
Desperate Hours.
And Extreme Measures. Those are two different movies, both thrillers with like
I love
A-list
a good
stars.
80s, 90s style thriller.
Oh, that'd be a double feature.
Speaking of movies.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've listened closely to our podcast, you know that we are filmmakers, and our latest we started working. We filmed it a year ago, August of 2015 through November,
right?
And we've been doing all the post-production stuff, and it's finished. It's called SLINGSHOT COPS, and it's a little bit more action-y. It's a cop movie, but there's a heck of a lot of horror tropes.
And still a lot of small town stuff, right?
Small town stuff. All the stuff we love about the movies we review on Shock Marathons, we have distilled and placed into the script for this movie. And I mean, most notably, a movie we haven't reviewed, but like The Fiend by Doller.
Yep, and also, just the small townness of Doller and the touch of sci-fi, and then you've got the some of the secondary characters in something like The Stepfather, right? The vigilante type guy. So
you guys remember The Stepfather? Well, the professional revenge seeker. Well, Tom Scalzo. That's right, Tom, who's the third host of this podcast.
He might call in if we're lucky.
We told him, we're like, Tom, we're doing a podcast now. You can call in. He's busy, but he might be able to. He plays a professional revenge seeker.
So here's the beautiful thing of these Shock movies. We didn't know when we watched The Stepfather that we were going to get a character like that. You just expect a creepy killer and then, the girl who's being stalked or whatever. But here you're watching it and you get this all off-the-wall, energetic, insane professional revenge seeker. We loved him and adapted him into the Eastern European. And only Tom, in his most challenging role to date, was able to step up and do that.
He is so great. So listen, folks, you got to come to the premiere. If you live anywhere within 6,000 miles of New England, you got to come. Look, the movies that we review on the podcast, they're the ones we love the most are these homemade projects. They're not made in Hollywood. They're made in Louisiana or Michigan or Wisconsin or you name it, Charlie.
Yep.
And then they're not screened at the local Cineplex. They're screened at the local town hall or just on the side of a building or at a rundown drive-in theater.
Right. And they're watched in a group. And for us, watching our Shock movies, we have more fun watching them together. Tons of those VHSs I have and Tom has and you have, we haven't really watched them because we're not together to watch them. But but because you just watched it by yourself. But when we get together, there's this like magnetic pull that we're just going to your shelf, taking one down, and we watch it as a group, and it's 10 times as fun.
And so look, here's the deal. We're doing it. We're doing an old fashioned like we're a couple of snake oil salesmen is what we are. Going town to town with our product.
But it's good snake oil. Maybe it's like delicious snack salesman.
Effective. Snake oil was the wrong.
Yeah,
was the wrong analogy. But you know what I'm saying. We're like this old-fashioned, entertaining, like what Bob Dylan did in the '70s with the Rolling Thunder Review, where he got a bunch of people and went to all these little venues and just did an old-fashioned traveling show. That's what we are, Charlie, for the next month.
Okay.
We're a gosh darn traveling show, and we're doing free screenings.
It's such a good deal. I mean, who does that?
dumb people.
Yeah. So come out to this party. I mean, there's no excuse not to, and you're never gonna really say you have seen the movie if you don't see it with a group of people.
Yeah, so you got to do it. Here's the deal. Saturday, November 12th. That's coming up, folks. 2 screenings, 5 p.m. and 7:15 p.m. in Danvers, Massachusetts, 13 Page Street. Charlie and I will be there. Many of the main actors will be there. All your favorites from our old movies. Kevin McGee, Jim McHugh, Sharon Scalzo, Elizabeth...
Can Sharon go to that one?
Oh, yeah, she won't be there. Sorry.
Elizabeth
Peterson, Chris Peterson,
your
you
dad.
name it. My dad, Jim Farley. You and I will be there, and who knows who else. It's going to be fantastic. So it's just, we're doing it. We don't just love these old movies. We want to we want to recreate them. We want to recreate everything about them. And obviously putting our own distinct spin on the whole thing too. But we did it. We made a 90-minute horror-y action buddy cop movie. Supernatural buddy cop movie with a twist of horror. My goodness. A little sci-fi. It's crazy.
I think the time is so right to do something like this because I can't tell you recently how many times I've seen people talking about watching movies and they're like, "Oh, I streamed that. I watched that." And I'm like, "Well, what part did you like?" Or like, I was baking cookies and then I forget and I was on the computer.
This is an event, folks.
Yeah.
Our movie is a gosh darn event.
You got to soak it in. It's not just something you do in the background. Streaming is like cheap water, and watching the movie is like thick coffee milk.
I love coffee milk. Now, one thing. Look, if you do live more than 6,000 miles away, then we understand why you can't go. And here's the deal, folks. You can buy the DVD, however. Go to moturnmedia.com. Click on the store, and you'll see Slingshot Cops, DVD or Blu-ray. So buy that, please. You can start buying it right now. Look, we know some of you download the podcast. The latest episode's been up less than a week. And Charlie, 31, did I say?
32, I think.
32 downloads.
Nice.
Now that's including me.
Yeah, maybe me too.
And Tom. So 29. 29 of you have been, have listened to all these episodes. So pay us back for what we've done by entertaining you with the podcast by buying our movie. That's a good trade because the movie's awesome too.
And it'll help us kind of just get organized for the next movie too. I think if people help us, it's going to happen faster maybe.
Oh, we get emails and phone calls and you name it, tweets. Hey, when are you guys going to do another movie? How come it's taking so long? Well, because we lose so much money and we spend so much time.
Exactly.
That's the reason why. So, like, if God forbid if we broke even on this movie, I would feel so rich, Charlie.
It would be. I can't even imagine based on what we've done so far.
We would just be like running through the streets, throwing money in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like Demi Moore. I would like on a bed of cash. I would just
Indecent proposal.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well,
I know. I do that privately.
Okay,
yeah. I wouldn't be like, Charlie, come on. So help us out like that. But last thing before we move on to tell you about the tour. So look, obviously you could live 200 miles away and not be able to go. I'm exaggerating about the mileage. But you know what you should do? Yes, you, dear listener. What's the impresario?
Be an impresario.
Be an impresario, because if you buy the Blu-ray for $30, it comes with a license. I mean, not a physical license, but just you. We hereby license you. We bequeath this license upon you, wherein you're allowed to screen the movie yourself one time, and you can charge admission. So rent out a little theater, or do whatever. Find a way to put on a show. Put on your own screening of Slingshot Cops. Let us know. We'll help you promote it. Earn money. You could earn a few $100s on this thing, and guess what? All yours.
It could be a living room screening, and then all you have to do is buy the Blu-ray, and that's it. You've got the TV, you've got the chairs and the floor. People can sit down.
Yeah, and tell your friends, like, this is a rare and amazingly good-natured and fun thing. And oh my God, these guys in New England, they did it. They made this wild movie. Let's sit back and enjoy it, because it's got all the weirdness of those movies we love, like The Pit, obviously, and just all the movies that we've reviewed here. And then when we laugh about just the untrained, unprofessional actors doing their best, we have that in spades. Was that a phrase?
Sure.
We got that in spades. And so, because most people, they're like, oh, let's go see a horror movie. It's going to be this movie where, like, the whole soundtrack is like, and like from minute to one, it's like this soundscape of terror, and it's so glossy,
Yeah, or it's color corrected to be scary from the get-go, where they're treating it more like a commercial than they are a story.
Yeah, whereas our movie is just so refreshing because it's homemade and it's real people doing their best, and it is a weird, unique experience. And I'm telling you, folks, fun. You'll be quoting this movie for the rest of your life.
And there's some surprises, I think, for people.
Major
and we're
surprises.
Trying to keep them secret, so hopefully
Charlie is.
Yeah. But I think there's a few surprises that are going to be very, very entertaining.
So look, here, guess what? Someone's already taken us up on the offer of being an impresario. In fact, this person gave us the idea.
Yeah.
A guy named Brian from San Francisco was like, hey, I want to try to get a screening in San Francisco. And we were like, oh my God, what a great idea. And he's doing it. He rented out the coolest theater in San Francisco, the Roxy.
Yep.
Listeners, do you live anywhere near San Francisco? Go to this thing on November 18th. That's a Friday night, 7 p.m. at the Roxy. Go to the Roxy. Google the Roxy, ROXIE, San Francisco. And you can go to their events page and you'll find it. You can buy the tickets ahead of time. That one is not free. Help this guy get his money back, okay?
Yeah, it could be sort of a meeting of the minds for the San Francisco people.
Totally.
Because they'll be like, how'd you hear about the screen?
Yes.
How'd you hear about this? And it's going to be, these things are blowing people's minds. Somebody read the Long Walk newsletter.
Yep.
Somebody knows us from college.
Yep.
Somebody knows a friend or family member. And they're all coming together on the other side of the country.
Yeah, for a fun little screening of a movie. I mean, movies like this don't get screened.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. They don't get screened unless people like us just force it to happen. Look, the first screening in Danvers is just an old town meeting hall that the Historical Society rents it out. I don't know if they've ever had a movie screening in there. Probably not.
Probably not. We're doing everything. Most times when an independent movie comes out, there's like a sales agent and there's a press person. And, just today, all we were doing was thinking, who can we send this movie to? Yeah. Farley is sitting at his computer thinking about every comic book shop within a 100-mile radius to just, get the word out to for all of these cities.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So so first, Danvers on November 12th. Come 2 screenings, 5 and 7:15. Then the San Francisco thing, so cool. I can't wait to hear how it goes. If any of you go, please let us know how it was.
Take some pictures. Yeah, I'd love to see.
They have sold some advance tickets. I know that much.
Oh, nice.
So at least like a handful of people are already going, which is exciting. Yeah. So then Connecticut. Now this is close to New York City too, folks. Sunday, November 26th at 5 p.m. Saturday, November 26th.
Yeah.
5 p.m. Charlie, tell us about the Strand Theater in Seymour, Connecticut.
Okay, this is when you think of a small town theater, classic Americana on the little Main Street style setting. This is it. Old brick buildings, marquee out front.
Right across from a train station.
Right across from the train station, little pizza shops and diners downtown.
So quaint.
So quaint. So quaint. In fact, we filmed there multiple times.
Listen to this. Fans of our movies. Do you remember the movie River Beast? Of course you do. Don't let the River Beast get you. There's a scene where I'm face to face with the reporter. What's the character's name? Kyle's name in that movie?
Russ.
We should know.
Yeah. Well,
the muckraking journalist. Anyway, I'm face to face with him, and there's a big movie marquee, and it says "The Help." That's right, the great Emma Stone movie from, I guess it would have been like 2011 when we filmed it. That's what was playing at that theater the day we filmed it. And so it's forever in our movie. And now our movie's showing in that exact place.
It's also in the background in Freaky Farley when you challenge Kyle challenged you on the sidewalk and you scuffle a little bit. Yeah. You could see it in the background. So we've been all around this place, and we were in fact all around it most in Slingshot Cops.
Slingshot Cops, we film the opening scene takes place right in that little downtown area. So it's going to be so cool. You're going to be at the place where there are scenes from the movie, and it's a big theater. So this one, we have a lot of seats to fill. But luckily, look, if you live anywhere in the New York City area...
Sparky Watts,
that's the name of the character. Thank you. Mm-hmm. If you live anywhere in New York City, you go to Grand Central, and you take the train to Seymour.
Yeah.
On Saturday, it leaves early afternoon, right?
Yeah, and you'll get there like
an hour early,
a little more so before, but that's good.
Get dinner at this quaint little Seymour downtown, and then come on in. We'll be there. We'll be so happy to see you. We'll be so grateful. And it's free. You just come in, sit back, and in a real big, awesome, old-fashioned theater, a homemade movie's playing. This does not happen, folks. This doesn't happen, and it should happen. I've said this before, but listeners, if you were reading a book about the good old days when people made movies in their backyard and in their garage and then went around screening it, you'd say, too bad those good old days don't exist anymore, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
But, surprise, surprise, we're living in the good old days.
Oh, I love these days.
I love these days. And this is your chance, folks. Come to that screening in New York, in
Seymour, but in the New York area. If you don't have a car, you live in New York, you just get on the train. You have to do one transfer, but you'll get up to Seymour, and then you can watch the movie, eat your lunch, walk around on foot to the restaurants. Yep. After the movie, catch the train back.
Yeah, what time's the train back? 7? It leaves at 7?
Something like that, but it's really convenient for both ends to make a day of it and just hang out with us. And it's going to be awesome for photo ops because we're going to have the marquee, apparently. That's what the guy told me. And we don't...
Slingshot Cops up on the marquee. I hope they follow through, but,
Peter helped us get the marquee in Toronto that one time for Manch Vegas,
cool.
But we don't have that kind of treatment often. Usually it's... handwritten on a piece of paper.
It's going to say, like in Spinal Tap, it's going to be like Puppet Show and Slingshot Cops in tiny writing. If I told them once, I told them 1,000 times.
That's awesome.
So then, Charlie, on the 4th of December.
Right? We just keep this train rolling.
Keep this train rolling. We're going to the Comedy Connection, East Providence, Rhode Island. That's on 39 Warren Street, 1 p.m. But it's a comedy club, nice and dark in there. It's good for viewing. It's the middle of the day on a Sunday in December. You have nothing to do. Look, I'll admit it. The Patriots kick off at the exact moment that our movie starts. But guess what? They're going to be something like 10-1 at that point, and they're playing the Rams.
Oh.
Who cares? They're going to crush the Rams.
Yeah.
It's so boring. And if football is out, you know what's in? Homemade movies.
I think you can show how much of a fan you are and how confident you are
by
not
watching.
Going. Just say, they're taking care of business.
Who cares? Some guys are playing a stupid football game. Big deal. We made a movie, and it's going to be screened. Do you have to go, Charlie, or how are you doing?
In a little bit. I'm doing real good. I'm loving, and you know what? I should say a couple things. Of course, we went to college in Providence. Yep. Love the city.
Yep.
This Comedy Connection, we used to walk by it on our long walks all the time. Never in a million years would I have thought we're going to be playing a movie there one day.
But we are.
In fact, they might never even have thought that they would have a homemade style movie gracing their screen.
They already regret it.
Because it's so unique, and I'm happy that we're going to have a stop in Providence.
It's big, because Charlie and Tom and I met each other in Providence College grads, the three of us, and it's really cool that that's going to be happening. It's a big venue, plenty of seats. It's free, all ages. Comedy Connection, 39 Warren Street, East Providence, 1 p.m. We have the place from 12 to 4:30. We'll be there early. We're going to outlast each and every one of you. We're staying until it's just the two of us feeling a little bit empty inside. But you know what? It's going to be fantastic. And then, Charlie, the big finale the following weekend, Saturday, December 10th, 7 p.m., 123 Main Street in Binghamton, New York. It's at this cool, museum place. I don't know the name of it offhand.
Bundy Museum.
Bundy Museum, 123 Main Street, Binghamton, 7 p.m. A cool screening room that they have up there. And again, it's free. So this is way out upstate New York. So any of you listeners or anywhere, Pennsylvania area, Ohio, Cleveland, Buffalo,
Canada.
Yeah, seriously, it's not that far.
This is a unique one. I like this venue.
I do too. And once again, we filmed in Binghamton. We filmed quite a bit in Binghamton.
Yep, the arcade.
Robot City Games, and then
outdoor scenes.
Out in the woods.
Tom's dad. Yeah, so this is out in the woods
really
with Tom.
Cool. So we're doing it. We have a four city tour that we're going on, and then the additional one put on by an impresario in San Francisco.
So nice.
It's happening, and it's really exciting. So look, listener, be an impresario. Whether that means renting a theater and selling tickets and having a show, or just having a party. Now's the time to do it. Buy a DVD or a Blu-ray. We're taking orders now, and they will ship. I'll start shipping the day of the premiere, or maybe the day before. But you'll receive it very shortly after the premiere happens, and then seriously, just get your friends together, because it's the kind of thing you get together with people and you start giggling, and then honestly, every shot is quite hilarious.
You can bond over the movie. It'll be a shared thing that you have. And also, you just become part of the whole thing that we're doing. Just by watching it and writing to us and everything, we will answer. We will chat with you about it, You
try to chat with Sean Penn about his latest movie? You can't even get in touch with the guy.
No.
God knows I've tried.
Yeah.
Sean, if you're listening, 603-644-0048 is the number. And lastly, I know we're joking about how we had 32 downloads in the first week, but that's a huge hurdle for us, Charlie.
I think it's cool. Yeah. I mean, and it's not just a casual person, really. A lot of times it's someone who's...
these people. Dear listener, you guys and gals.
They're really listening to us analyze every scene from the movie.
Because you're as obsessed as we are.
Yep.
You're not listening to this podcast unless you're really obsessed with a scene-by-scene analysis. Some of these episodes, the runtime of the episode gets dangerously close to the runtime of the movie. So.
It's amazing. But we stay on point, and we're giving it a lot of these movies more due and more justice and
than
thought
they've ever gotten.
Honestly,
yes.
I think that's the case. And you could try to Google some of these movie titles and say, has anyone else really talked?
No
maybe 2 or 3
about,
people.
Yeah, not many people are talking about it.
Not many podcasts about it. Some write about it.
Yeah. Some podcasts too. There's some good guys doing it out
there. There are some for sure.
And we respect them 100%. All right, so we'd love to see people out there. If you can't do it, but you know someone who lives nearby, just harass them and force them to do it. Life is boring, and it's rare that you get the chance to do something really interesting and unique. And, perhaps I'm a bit biased, but I think that what we're creating here for this little tour is pretty interesting and pretty unique. Charlie?
Yeah, and I think even if someone helps us promote it, maybe they're a mini impresario.
Yeah, look, you can be a mini impresario. Just force all your friends who live in the Northeast or San Francisco to go to these things. Call me, 603-644-0048, if you have any questions about it or if you want to put on your own screening.
We're getting 2 episodes of Shock Marathons done pretty close. It's nice to each other. The last one came out on Halloween Day, right?
I know, less than a week later. How about that?
That's a treat.
Our listeners usually know it's like the last possible day of the month. We're like, oh God, we gotta get it out.
I need to thoroughly watch Zero Boys again.
All right. So for Tom and Charlie, this is Farley saying, we'll see you at the screening.